Hello everyone, I'm Top Shelf Toy from Game Passionate, and I'm here to talk about the video game Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. We're going to go through some fun facts about the character and some details about the game, and then we'll cover the entirety of the game's plot. So fair warning, there will be spoilers. Now that we have the basics covered, let's get Game Passionate. Now, for anyone who may not know about Indiana Jones, he's a fictional character from American cinema created by Philip Kaufman and George Lucas. Yes, the same George Lucas that created Star Wars. The character's full name and title is Dr. Henry Walton Indiana Jones Jr., and he's a professor of archaeology. Indiana Jones has been portrayed in all films by the actor Harrison Ford, and the series began in 1981 with the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders, as it's commonly referred to in pop culture circles, was critically acclaimed and cemented Indiana Jones as a charming, rough-and-tumble archaeologist in the hearts and minds of a generation. Since then, there have been 4 more films and a television series called The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which explored the character's childhood and early adventures. Dr. Jones is known for his sharp intellect, brown fedora hat, and iconic bull whip. The first film is set in 1936, and more often than not, Indiana Jones is working against the efforts of the fascists and Nazis of his time. He fiercely believes in the preservation of historical artifacts and has a well-known quote, "It belongs in a museum." Now that we've covered who Indiana Jones is as a character, let's get into his latest adventure, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This game was developed by Machine Games and released on December 9th, 2024. It's played from the first-person perspective and is set between the events of the films Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The Great Circle takes place in 1937. Indiana Jones has returned to Marshall College, a fictional university in Bedford, Connecticut, after he abandoned his fiancée, Marion Ravenwood. One night, a giant of a man breaks into the college and steals a cat mummy artifact Dr. Jones had brought back from a previous expedition. They fight, and before Jones is knocked unconscious, he notices that the giant had a medallion. The medallion bore a symbol similar to the Vatican's secret archive. With this clue, Indiana Jones heads to Rome and infiltrates Vatican City in search of answers. The city is under the control of Benito Mussolini, the dictator of fascist Italy from 1922 until he was overthrown in 1943, and his black shirts, the voluntary militia of the National Fascist Party. The fascists were working with the Nazi archaeologist and occultist Emmerich Voss. In his search for answers, Jones meets an undercover reporter named Gina Lombardi. Gina tells Jones that she's investigating Emmerich Voss about the disappearance of her sister. The two team up to help each other reach their individual goals. During their investigation in Vatican City, they discover that there is an ancient tribe of giants called the Nephilim Order. The tribe has been covertly working with the Vatican, protecting the secret of the Great Circle. The cat mummy artifact taken from Marshall College contained a special stone related to it. Voss steals the Order's stones and escapes the city aboard his Zeppelin airship. Jones and Gina manage to stow away. As the blimp makes its way to a Nazi dig site in Egypt, Jones explains that the Great Circle represents a number of sacred religious sites across the globe that form a perfect circle. Jones is also becoming fearful that Voss has uncovered some powerful secret related to the stones. Upon arriving at the dig site in Giza, we learn that the order has been working with Egyptians for thousands of years before the Catholic Church was even founded. It becomes clear that everyone is looking for the idol of Ra. Another stone is presumed to be hidden inside. Jones manages to find the idol, and more importantly, the stone hidden within. But Voss intercepts him and takes the stone. Voss leaves Indiana injured and stranded in the desert while he and his team head to their next location. During this time, Gina has been monitoring Nazi radio traffic. She intercepted messages that reveal some of Voss's team had gone missing in Machu Picchu. Gina rescues Jones, and when they learn that the third stone had potentially transported a Nazi battleship from South America to the Himalayas, the pair head to the Himalayan mountains. As they hike through the snow, Gina and Dr. Jones find the missing Nazi battleship. It was stuck high up on a mountainside. Aboard the ship, they discover the entire crew had frozen to death. The crew's experiment with one of the stones in South America had stranded them there. Gina finds her sister Laura's body among the soldiers, and notes reveal that she's been working with the Nazis. She was against the initial experiment and refused to use the stone again after the teleportation event, sealing everyone on board's fate. Some of Voss's men, led by General Victor Gantz, eventually make their way to the missing battleship as well, and capture Jones. In an attempt to free Jones, Gina sets off a grenade. The explosion causes the ship to break free, and it begins sliding down the mountain, picking up speed. In a last, desperate attempt, Jones is able to activate the third stone, which opens a portal that he, Gina, and Gantz fall through. As they try to get their bearings, Gantz is struck and killed by falling glass. Gina and Jones realize that not only are they in Shanghai, but it's also currently being invaded by Japanese forces. The pair find an intact Japanese fighter plane and use it to escape the city. They continue traveling to the nearest site in the Great Circle, which was in Sukhothai, Siam. In Siam, Jones is confronted by the giant he met back in Marshall College. In the Vatican, we learned that the giant's name is Locus. Locus warns Jones that the secret of the Great Circle should never be shown to the world. Jones argues that even if he agrees, Voss is still out there searching for the stones for his own ends. And so Dr. Jones and Gina continue their search, which eventually leads them to the final stone. Voss and his men attack them as Jones collects the stone, and Locus comes to aid Jones and Gina. but Gina is captured as they escape. When Locus realizes that Jones is more concerned about Gina and her welfare than the stones, Locus decides to help Jones pursue Voss. They head to the last site of the Great Circle in what is modern-day Iraq. Locus gathers the Nephilim order to attack and distract the Nazis guarding the site. Jones slips in to rescue Gina and was warned by Locus to leave once they were safe. Jones and Gina ignore Locus's warning and explore deeper into the archaeological site. There, they discover Noah's Ark has been hidden for thousands of years. Voss captures Locus and the pair and reveals that all of the flood myths in history are related to the Great Circle. God had apparently granted Noah the power of the Great Circle to travel the globe to collect 2 of every animal to repopulate the earth. It was Voss's intention to use this power to help the Nazis' goal of world domination. Jones realizes that God had chosen Noah, and that if Voss attempts to use the same power, he will be judged and incur God's wrath. Undeterred, Voss activates the stones and begins to cause another flood. In the ensuing chaos, Jones and Voss fight. Voss's training in karate makes him a formidable opponent. Eventually, Voss is killed by the Ark's unstable power. And Gina and Jones abandon the ship. Locus, at the helm, manages to teleport the Ark away and averts the incoming flood. In the aftermath, Gina and Jones express mutual feelings for each other. But Gina isn't willing to run off with Jones just yet. She's preoccupied with getting information to the public and the incoming Second World War. Indiana Jones is left with a heartfelt goodbye and a future full of possibilities. And with that, we roll the credits. What a great game! And what a fun new adventure for Indiana Jones from Machine Games. I hope you enjoyed this Game Passionate recap, where we summarize the plot of a game we had fun playing. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching. I'm Top Shelf Toy, and we'll see you next time.